This is Andy Purwell, Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in Cardiff and I'm joined by Sean Gibbons. Sean, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, man. First time here in Cardiff. Get to be here during the Silver Jubilee for the Queen, so living a dream this weekend.
Hopefully you can enjoy that. Obviously over here it's a bank holiday, so everybody's off from work, so I expect Cardiff to be pretty lively tonight. You got much planned away from the fight?
Yeah, you know, yesterday was pretty amazing too. Yesterday felt like a Saturday here. Walked around, seen a bit of the town. My first time up here, though, really, really nice, old, historic place.
Let's obviously get into the reason you are here. Kenichi Ogawa gets ready to defend his IBF title against Joe Cordina. Talk to me about the fight, Sean, and what are you hoping that Kenichi shows on Saturday night to be successful and to retain his IBF world title?
Well, the good thing about fighters like Kenichi Ogawa, they travel very well. They fight on the road, won his world title on the road against Azinga Fazili. I see the contrast of styles. Joe Cordina is a very good boxer. Kenichi Ogawa is relentless. He doesn't stop. And we're going to find out. We're going to find out what Joe Cordina really is. You know, he's a prospect stepping into a real deep test. So I think it's going to be a very good fight. But I think, you know, somewhere in there, Kenichi Ogawa just has a little more in the tank to win a decision.
How strange is it, or how rare do you find it that obviously with Kenichi being the champion, he's had to travel, and depending on which way you look at it, he technically is the away fighter. Is it a strange scenario to find himself in?
Not really, because, you know, with the COVID-19 situation in Japan, very difficult to do boxing there. They're able to get the big fights in with Inoue, with Triple G, Murata. But again, you know, he's been all over the place. He's fought in Vegas, he's fought in New York. So to him, just another day in the office, just another ring, don't matter where it's at in the world. And that's what I like about fighters like that. Road warriors that don't get affected by the crowd in the area they fight in.
Do yourself or Kenichi or the team at all have any concerns if a fight was to go to the scorecards?
You know, that's always a concern. Does Devin Haney have that concern in Australia? Let me put it this way, you could be in Las Vegas and have that happen. You could be in California, so you just hope the judges see it correctly. And, you know, when a guy fights in his hometown, there's always, you know, sometimes the crowd, the cheering could be an issue, but at the end of the day, I always believe the judges judge for the best man that may win, and I hope that happens here.
If Kenichi is successful and maintains his status as an IBF champion, Sean, what do you see being the next step for him? I've asked Joe Cordina this, asked Kenichi this. How open do you have the team to a potential Shakur Stevenson fight? Obviously Shakur very talented, considered a future pound for pound Simon fight. I imagine it'd be a very lucrative fight as well if it could be made.
Yeah, you know, really that's up for Mr. Honda. Mr. Honda makes all the moves like that. I just help, you know, secure different things and make things go correctly during the fight week. So I think, again, they're open, you know, everybody's open to anything. It's boxing, man.
So I get your thoughts on a couple of things whilst I got you. Obviously there was a lot of disappointment that we wouldn't see an Isaac Cruz and Ryan Garcia fight. Just want to get your take on that scenario.
You know, when the time's right, the fight will happen. Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Pitbull, they're all in the same mix. Boxing's about timing. So let's see, you know, the fight's still out there. I mean, Pitbull just turned 24, and Ryan's 23, Gervonta. So I see all those guys fighting. I don't know who fights first, but I see a great round robin with those three again. And if it's Gervonta and Ryan, then Pitbull will take the winner.
What was the issue with trying to make the potential fight there?
Just timing. Life is about timing. Boxing's about timing. Everything's about timing. You know, we both had fights scheduled. We're going to do our fights, and then let's see what happens after that.
So potentially after both fights, obviously he's got Fortuna, Pitbull's lined up for later this year. Once they both come through that, provided they're both successful, we could see it.
Well, put it this way, Gervonta's in the mix too. Gervonta Davis right now is the biggest draw going in boxing at that weight. So we'll just see what happens. But again, everything's on the table again. Boxing's a very unpredictable sport.
Mauricio Lara, what's the latest from Mauricio?
Mauricio Lara's going to fight, I believe, August 19th on a show. I'm not sure who he's going to fight, but it'll be on a DAZN show. And, you know, he wants to fight Josh Warrington again. He wants to fight for a title. But right now, Josh Warrington has a mandatory with Bernardo Lopez. So, you know, again, another kid that's 23 years old, got the world in front of him.
everybody knows how talented Maurizio is because of his past endeavours over here in the UK with his victory against Josh. Is there a sense of frustration that maybe the Warrington trilogy couldn't be completed sooner? I know Josh has said openly he wants to fight him at some point again to end that kind of series, but is there any frustration in Maurizio's case he couldn't have a trilogy sooner on the back of how the second fight ended?
Well, I think there's always frustration when you can't get what you want, but again, he's 23, not 33. Long time to go. Warrington has to get past his mandatory, and then if there's an opportunity and Warrington really wants it, because it's up to him, he gets past Bernardo Lopez, then there's a lot of options. But you know, you got to look, there's Lee Wood over there, there's Conlon, so there's a lot of tremendous British fights that can be made, English fights, Irish, so again, boxing, man, it's just, you never know, anything can happen, so we'll see.
Also just want to get a few words as well on Manny Pacquiao. How's Manny doing?
Manny's doing great. Manny ran a very respectable third in the election, gave it his heart, soul, put his faith into it. So at the moment he's just kind of contemplating to see what the next step is. He's got his foundation that he's really going to put a lot of work into now. So that's really all he's doing. He's just taking a rest now because outside of his last fight and the election, it was a heck of a year.
We've obviously seen a lot of fighters return to the sport after retiring. Do you feel Manny may want to step back between the ropes?
You know what? Only Manny knows that.
That's fair enough, Sean. And we'll leave it there because I do believe we're a bad start. Thank you for speaking to me.
Pleasure always. Thank you.
Woo.